What up, people? It's your boy Master Chudy out here with another comic review. So, we get into Flash number 33, Metal Tie-In, Bats Out of Hell, Part 1. And I have to say that this cover is very boss. Very boss. We got Flash right here running, but then we see that Red Death comes to meet him. Clash of the Dark Knights versus the Justice League. Very good. Ethan Van Sciver did the cover, so you can already tell that this right here looks very awesome. So let's get to it. So we have Bats Out of Hell, Part 1. We have Joshua Williamson, who's been doing the Flash, great writer. Howard Porter's the artist. Hi-Fi doing the colors. Steve Vaughan's the letters. Ethan Van Sciver and Jason Wright did the cover. And Porter and Hi-Fi did the variant cover. So we get that Barry Allen is talking to himself, giving himself the usual introductions like, my name is Barry Allen. I am the Flash. Superman and I have raced many times, but today I need him to win. The multiverse depends on it. So, it basically talks about all that's happened. Like 7 days ago, Challenger's Mountain appeared in Gotham, and everything, basically everything's been going straight, basically to hell. Like everything is getting ruined. Flash mentions that a demon Barbados used Batman as a doorway into our world. And we can see that nothing seems real anymore. I run, we lose, and we can just see what's happening. Like, the mountain appears, Batman is gone, Central City is gone, the mountain in Gotham gets even stronger. They're in retreat. Everything needs to be done, and Steel is using himself as a conduit. And after everything, we see that it immediately takes place before the end of Dark Knight's Metal 3. So he manages to push Superman through the portal, and we know what happens to Superman. If you haven't, check out my Dark Knight's Metal 3 review. So Steel asks Flash, "Do you think he made it?" And he said, "In all my travels from the multiverse, I've always appreciated the order of its steel. The dark multiverse, on the other hand, is not order. It's chaos given form. But how can you see Superman fly and not be inspired? He'll find Batman. I know it." Well, there, he certainly did find Batman, just not in the way you expected. But meanwhile, you see, Steel is like, "I wish I shared your optimism, Flash. The portal to the dark multiverse is holding strong for now. I love to study this machine. It calls to the metal of my hammer." So, Steel has a special metal that can harm the Dark Knights. He is one of 4 people who have access to such metal. You have Dr. Fate himself, Plastic Man's egg, and I believe might be Deathstroke's armor, basically. And then Barry's like, "Ignore it. The known multiverse exists on a different vibrational planes, and that cosmic tuning tower was designed to align them. But Batman studying it is part of why we're all in this mess to begin with. The vibrations coming off of it, I felt them before." And then we see that Steel's like, "Okay, we both made a science, but we don't need our degrees to see that Batman had no business with a device of this magnitude." It's like, we'll deal with that after Superman finds him. They're going to need this portal open to come home. Hopefully the Justice League satellite relay is still working. So Flash calls the Justice League and tells them that Superman is interested in Phantom Zone. Meanwhile, we see all the 2 teams together. We see that Dr. Fate and Wonder Woman with, I guess this is Hawkgirl in her suit, doing a thing saying that, "I wish I were true Flash, but the gods would not bless my journey to the Rock of Eternity," with Dr. Fate and Kendra Saunders. "But if this is the only way to retrieve the nth metal, then it will be worth divine wrath." Then we have Mr. Terrific and Hal Jordan together saying that, "Hey, space is no picnic either, Wonder Woman. Mr. Terrific and I are headed to the hidden heart of the real Thanagar Empire, and I do not like flying blind into the unknown like this." Then we see Deathstroke and Aquaman like saying, "At least you're not saddled with a greedy pawn scum like Deathstroke, Lantern." And you see Deathstroke, "I'm right here." And it's like, "But if the nth metal can kill those twisted versions of Batman, I'll risk Atlantis to breach the forbidden halls beneath." And Justice League, "I know you're stressed, but remember, we can't let our frustrations get in the way of our teamwork. Now, my part in Superman's game plan might be done, but there's no way Steel and I are going to stand around while the rest of you risk your lives to save the world. Where can I help?" And then we see that something is breaking up. And then you just see Cyborg saying, "You can't." And it's like, "Cyborg, is that you, buddy?" And then we just see Cyborg saying, "Yes, Flash, it's me. You have to know, you are all out time. It's like they are coming for you. Run." And then, boom, we see something. We see a weird boom tube type of thing. We just see Dr. Fate's like, "What dark magic?" It's like, "What dark magic is this?" It's like, "Do you feel that, Wonder Woman?" And then it's like, "Sai, is this you?" Then we move on to Mr. Terrific and Hal Jordan. We see that Mr. Terrific is saying, my T-spheres aren't recognizing it as one of Cyborg's boom tubes." And we just see the ring is like, "Warning, interdimensional energy unknown." It's like, "Not helping, ring, it's pulling us in." It's like, "This is worse than any tie track I've ever encountered." And then Deathstroke saying, "My rate's going up." So we see that everybody is gone and everybody's out of contact. And then we see Barry's like, "Is Cyborg bringing them here?" It's like, "No, looks like we're about to have some bad company." It's like, and then we just see Steel saying, "I have a confession to make, Flash. I never liked Batman." It's like, "You just need to get to know him, and you're about to have two chances right now." And then boom, we see the Dark Knights come in, Murder Machine and Devastator. We just see Murder Machine, "The Man of Steel is mine." And it's like, "He's all yours. I've already killed one of those." So Steel gets the first blow, just whacks Murder Machine with the hammer. Meanwhile, we get a message from the Man Who Laughs saying that, "Has that doomsday virus infected your mind, Devastator, or do you have a plan to bring that cosmic tuning fork to Barbados?" It's like, "You will learn not to doubt me, Batman Who Laughs." And meanwhile, Murder Machine is making quick work of Steel, saying that, "Your technology is impressive, and yet there wasn't a version of you on my world." And then he's just as fast as Superman, and we just see Devastator going for the tuning fork. "You were just not important enough." So he just breaks Steel's hammer, and then we just see presents the cosmic tuning fork to the Master after I rebuild it. So he just destroys the tuning fork, bam, and you can see the portals now closing up. What a pick. Excellent shot. Then we see Barry's like, "No, the portal, like, that means Batman and Superman are trapped." Meanwhile, Murder Machine is just wrecking Steel right now. It's like, "Look at you, such a fast learner. Which Flash are you, by the way? Wally? Bart? Your Speed Force imprint reading show Barry. I'm so glad you weren't alive to see what happened to Alfred, but I missed our chats about our forensics old friend." Flash, and we just see Steel saying, "Flash, get out of here. Get the hell out of here. Get help. You know, Barry Allen, on my world's greatest, the Barry Allen, on my world's greatest accomplishment was one thing and one thing only, dying." So this is definitely after Infinite Crisis that apparently, Barry's dead and he remained dead on Murder Machine's world. Just an interesting note. So Barry's like, "Well, yeah, I have a bad habit of racing death and winning." So he flies through the portal, now opened, and then he arrives in Central City, and everything is just gone to hell. He's like, "It's a trap. But why would the Dark Knight send me here?" And you just see everybody aged, and we just see Wally and Iris, and they it's like, "Iris, I'm so sorry for judging you like I did. Red Death has made you so brittle, so be careful." And we just see Iris is like, "I was hoping I would wake up from this nightmare and find you sleeping next to me like before. I missed you, Barry. I'm so sorry I killed Thawne." And we just see, I know, I won't let another moment pass without you, Iris. And I'll get you and Wally out of Central City. I'll save." And we just see the ground crack and Barry just falls in. And then we just see Barbados' line in the end, "All roads lead to darkness." And then we just see all of his memories. We see Iris and them old in one issue that we've seen, the Rogues, Godspeed, his fear of both Wally's dying. So meanwhile, he falls into this dark place, and we see that basically Okay, Superman said that his work visions of the Metropolis showed him losing over and over again, and then we just see Flash has to get back, but now he's in contact with everybody, and they've been separated, each of them, from their teams. And we see Cyborg saying, "Justice League, I'm using every bit of my programming to keep us talking, but it's getting harder. Everyone has been taken to Gotham. Barbados wants you four together. It's bad. It's what he wants." And then we just see, great. And then we see that something has happened. It's Cyborg, "You're breaking up. Are you okay? Damn, the darkness in here is impenetrable." And we just see, "Don't worry, Hal." And we just see Bruce like, "Oh my God, it's so good to hear everything's going to be okay. Are you in the dark with us too?" "Yes, and let me help you find the light, Barry." The Dark Knights. We see them each now in each of their own battlefields. Barry with the rogue gallery right here. We all know the tentacles of the Dawnbreaker. Aquaman in a basically shipwrecked area. Then we see a war cave for Diana. And we just see the Batman who laughs, just saying like this, like, I know I'm not exactly the Bruce you were hoping for, but I am Bruce. We all are. Let me remind you of a story we have in common. Well, in my world, I developed ways to eliminate the Justice League. Then they found out and were disappointed in me and betrayed their trust. It was a dark time for the League, but in all honesty, I was holding back. It's like, now imagine 7 Bruce Waynes put their heads together. What horror they could be capable of. If they were to, say, develop separate, murderous Batcaves meticulously designed with each of you in mind. So I hope you appreciate our work because you're going to die here." And he just starts laughing, and we see all of the Dark Knights rising. Red Death versus Flash, Dawnbreaker versus Hal Jordan, Merciless versus Wonder Woman, and the Drowned versus Aquaman. And it ends. Next, the Justice League versus the Dark Knights in Justice League number 32. And then we get back to the regular scheduled programming of the Flash in number 34. Oh, that was a great, great story. Enjoyed it. Barry's doing his thing, but once again, it just shows that the world is going into despair. Now, each of the members of the League lost their backup, and now they're on their own, getting ready to fight this evil. I give this an 8.5 out of 10. So once again, I thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications to get more access to my content. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to get my views out there. I want us to review good comics, and I like us to have a good civil discussion about it, all in good fun. Once again, thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all later.